Yes, Omera.
Okay, so I'll begin with it, sir. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another amazing and exciting session by CFF TV, founded by Pranav Guha sir and Tanya Sethi ma'am. My name is Amara Yusuf, and I'm a student of class 12 in Delhi Public School, Bangalore East, and the co-founder of CFF TV. Today, I, on behalf of Careers for Future TV, will be hosting an interaction session between Mr. Rohit Bhatia, the head of the Swiss International Boarding School, and Captain Dr. Danisha Bharadwaj Singh ma'am, the principal of Global Indian International School, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We also have Ms. Bhavna Karla with us, and we have Afreen Khan from Mayur School, Noida Expressway. Before we begin, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to EduTV, Pranav sir, and Tanya ma'am for this wonderful opportunity. I would like to begin by introducing our guests for today. Mr. Rohit Bhatia. He is an experienced managing director with a demonstrated history of working in the higher education industry. He is skilled in entrepreneurship education, event management, leadership, and marketing. He's a strong business development professional with a BA focused in hotel and tourism management from Hotel Management Switzerland. In conversation with him, we have Captain Dr. Danisha Bharadwaj Singh ma'am. She is an ex-Indian Army officer turned educationist after serving for 10 years in the elite Defense Force of India. She is a PhD, management law, and a physics graduate. She is a leadership trainer, administrator, social entrepreneur, and a manager with HR skills, media management, public speaker, writer, and a motivational speaker. I would also like to invite Afreen Khan, who is also a 12th grader and a student from Mayur School, Noida Expressway. Thank you all for joining us today. It is an absolute pleasure. We welcome all of you to this wonderful, wonderful session. So Danisha ma'am, without any further ado, I would request you to take it up from here and begin with the conversation.
Thank you so much, Umera. It is once again nice being with you and another young girl. And of course, we all welcome Mr. Bhatia here on this occasion when we are interacting, keeping education in center of our conversation. And it's been wonderful. In fact, when Mr. Pranav talked about Mr. Bhatia and told about his journey and achievements, that was itself an exciting thought process that, everybody would rather look forward for an opportunity to know and speak to such person. We all, I'm an educationist and so many children like Omera and Afreen are there in our schools. And the purpose of everything is that the career and the avenues these children either create or pick up. So my first inquisitiveness, which goes to Mr. Bhatia, is that highlighting upon his journey, which has got wonderful milestones, if he can share a bit with us so that these young children and including all of us, Mr. Pranav has already introduced me as a young girl. So all of us are ready to get introduced and motivated with his journey. So over to you, Mr. Bhatia, to tell us some highlights which we can pick up and walk the path.
Thank you very much for giving an opportunity, Dr. Danisha. It's really amazing to be on this platform, especially the young buddies, how confident I see them when they are, it seems like, DPS have really groomed them very well. Well done to you, well done to Mayur School. And it's a pleasure having you all here at this platform. Let me quickly introduce you about myself. My name is Rohit Bhatia. I'm the CEO and the managing director of SIBS, which is a Swiss International Boarding School. We are located in a beautiful ski resort called Leukerbad. And, the journey started about 20 years ago when I had an opportunity to be part of the board of one of the Swiss hospitality school, where I was responsible to expand the hospitality school worldwide. So we've taken the school into many different countries, including Singapore, including New Zealand, and we were in Kazakhstan, Russia, Dubai, and Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia as well. In fact, we were working with KBU. I'm sure you must have heard this name. So we worked with KBU for quite a time, and having experience in the hospitality education, we also now ventured into the higher education. So we are a boarding school which and we are located in this canton, where the idea to set up the boarding school was in 2018 when various locations in Switzerland, and we realized that Swiss location would be an apt location for the international kids because of the safety and security. So this location is already popular with the sports for young people. It has fantastic recreation activities, and Switzerland is people can learn different languages in Switzerland, especially in our region. Students can learn this. It's a bilingual town, so people speak two languages, French and German. So we've decided to grow from here and then take it forward, and we're very proud to say that we have almost 16 different nationalities now on our campus, including Germany, Swiss, we've got Thai, we've got Hungarian, we've got Ukrainian, and many other nationalities. And now we have also gone to China. Although China is closed, but we have many students now online, and next year students from Korea, Taiwan, they also. In fact, this year we are also taking the Indian group for a start from middle of the May. So May, June, July, we are inviting students, parents, as well as faculty to come and witness and be part of the program. So it's a 10 to 11 days of summer program where kids are learning a little bit of French or German. They'll be visiting cheese factory, chocolate factory. They'll be also visiting some museums and this cable car, and some of them will also skiing in the summertime. So it'll be an experience for students coming from Asia to come and ski and practice skiing on the Swiss campus. Along with that, we're also inviting some universities to talk to some banks like UBS Bank, which are famous international banks, to come and talk to our kids, give them exposure about the financial market, since Switzerland is one of the strongest financial market in the world. So the idea is to have students here come spend with us, and all of you are most welcome to come and be part of our summer camp. And since you guys are doing pretty well, you're confident, I think this summer camp is going to really help you and support you to enhance your experience and also give you more confidence. Interact with different nationalities coming from all across the world, meet leaders, market leaders, and then you guys can decide if you would like to study with our partner schools or continue with our school in your future. We're also inviting, as I said, principals and owners of different schools to come and visit and stay with us for a week. We're also planning to do a conference, one of the principal conference, where they're going to an opportunity and to meet all the principals. They all share the different nationalities experience. They share experiences from their own schools, from their own country, and it is going to be extremely vital for the expansion and growth in the world. We are a Cambridge school, and soon we're going to be we've already applied to be an IB school. So we are soon going to be an IB candidate school, and we are welcoming all our partner schools or future partner schools from Asia to collaborate with us and work on the student exchange, work on the faculty exchange. So it is going to benefit both ways.
It's been wonderful hearing your journey and achievements as far as the field of education and other fields are concerned. And it's very exciting to me as an educationist when you're talking about collaborating and all. We would love to have that educational tour, with you from our school children, and cultural understanding and learning, because here too we have, of course, the nationalities would be different, as you said, 15, 16 nationalities. In your school, we do have almost 16, 17 nationalities, of course, around Malaysia. So that would be wonderful. And these children are looking anyways excited, including Bhavana, to, connect further and establish stronger bonds for future. And since Mr. Pranav has said the crisp interview or interaction, so I would just like to skim and scan the thought process, and I would like to request you to share the takeaways which will be handy to these children and to all of us for the next steps of life, and for me to be shared with other students also, so that they can plan their journey and they can lead their journey to wherever, whatever field, but yes, one final destination called success.
I would like to share a little experience, quick experience of mine. I think it's very important to be persistent. It is very important to be, persuasive, and you have to listen to your heart, whatever your heart says. I think you need to follow your dream, and if you follow your dream, you follow your heart, you will obviously excel much better, and you'll give 100% to that. So I've always followed my heart. I've followed my dream, and my dream has taken me almost 16 different countries all across the world. And I think you guys are, our time 25 years ago when I was a student, we had a limited access to all the social media, and we had a limited access to all the world. But now I think with you guys being in, you have an access to the world, and it's on the tip of your phone. And then it's certainly an opportunity for you to grow, to be persistent, and just be. I've seen a lot of young people, they get confused and they try to change the lines from one line to the other line. They shift. So my advice to all of you is do not shift lines. Whatever, let's say if you are in engineering or you're into computer science or any of the field, just stick to the field, excel in your field, and just take it, take it forward to the next level.
Wonderful. One last thing which comes to my mind, knocking my brain when we talk about startups or anything new, and especially the thing you said, follow your heart. How much is the risk factor issue with that?
See, the risk is always there. It's a very good question to ask. Risk is always there, but I think when you're young, you can afford to take risk in life. I know people, they take risks at the age of 50, 55, try to be entrepreneur. But I think these guys are young, so I think they can be they have life, ahead. And I think at this young age, they must take risk. I strongly, suggest them to be a risk, be innovative, and you have not much to lose in the beginning. You are young, so you can afford. That's what I always say. You always learn by losing. You don't learn by winning. If you're winning, then you're very confident. Certainly, you're confident. But if you're losing, I think that will be a good experience for all of you, which remains with you the rest of life, and you make sure that you do not do the same mistake again.
I think Afreen, ma'am, let Afreen ask a question to Mr. Bhatia.
Yes. Over
Afreen, to you. Afreen,
sorry, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah. You can answer. Sorry, you can question Mr. Bhatia.
Yeah, so sir said something about, the risk factor, and the risk factor is not there when you are a young student or you are, starting your career. So is it possible for the students or the people to take risks when they are at the peak of their success or at the peak of their, they're pursuing their career? Will it be fine if they change their paths? Will it be okay to, take risks at that moment or at that point?
See, as far as the risks are calculative, certainly you have to have a calculation in your risk. You can't just you can't jump off and, jump into fire. You have to be very careful. Obviously, you have to have your calculation. You have to have your maths, which is very important. You have to have your financial figures in place. You need to have a backup, which is also very important. So let's say if you're investing in a new business or, it is very important that you should have a backup behind either your family members, or you have an investor, or maybe you have somebody who backs you up for the next 6 months to 8 months. For example, let's say when you start a new business, obviously it doesn't kickstart immediately. You may need 6 months to 1 year. You need to have that sort of capital expenditure, in place before you take a risk, because many times a lot of new businesses fails because they do not have enough cash flow, or they do not have enough backup, and they take a risk and then they lose and they burn their fingers. So it's always better to have a good amount of cash flow in your hand for the next, I would say, 1 year, so that you don't have to worry about it. You can start creating your brand, start building your brand, and after 1 year, you'll see things will come on track.
So can I ask?
Yes, Afreen, carry on.
Yeah. Sir, some people say to have an option B ready, so as to, if you fail completing an option A for you, you can jump onto the option B. But there are other people who also say that you should stick to one path and excel in that path. So which one should we prefer, and which one should we hop onto? Because some people say that if one thing fails, you can hop onto the another one and have a safe option for yourself. But some people also say that you should have one plan in your mind and stick to one plan and ace that plan.
It's a brilliant question. Let me congratulate. I mean, how did you got this idea? I mean, who gave you this? Did you have this question in your mind, or somebody else suggested you this question?
I had this question in my mind, because the thing is, I am in class 12, okay, and I am at a point where I have a lot of things in my mind and a lot of careers to choose from. So that is why this question.
Okay, let me advise you. This is my advice. Rest is up to you or your family members. But I would say, if you have too many, you have option B and option C with you, then you are sort of not very confident with your option A. The moment you have too many options, you say, okay, fine, the option A doesn't work, I shift to the option B. Option B doesn't work, I shift to option C. So I think you should have a very concrete mind, and you have to be very focused and make sure that you succeed in the option A. There is no option B or no option C. So stick to the option A, have a proper planning, have a proper calculation, and then you stick and you make sure you succeed. Succeed with your option A, rather than having in your mind that, okay, I got option 2, B, or I've got option C or D. Because the moment you start thinking like that you've got other options, then you're not confident with your first option. So be confident with your first option, right. Stick with your option first, and make sure that you succeed.
That sounds.
Umaira, over to you.
Yeah.
So I too had a question, and I mean, this wasn't really planned. However, I'd like to go ahead and ask my question. So looking at the present online scenario where, there are different small businesses coming up and, their own entrepreneurial setups. So considering that this entire area is doing extremely well at the present time, and again, we're all at home, so we all resort to these businesses and we see them advertise. So what is going to be the future of these small businesses or businesses in general? How do you think can this grow, and how can, if someone like me decides to go and pursue this, what is going to be the road ahead for me when it comes to entrepreneurship? So.
See, I'm not sure if I've really understood your question well, but I think your question is that about the online and what is the future of the online compared to the offline. So the whole world is now shifting. I wouldn't say whole world, but yeah, people are shifting on online, but there are still many businesses which needs offline presence. So I think you should get into a business which is a balance of both. Because tomorrow, let's say online goes down, then you're totally out of the business. Or if you're 100%, on the physical business, and then it becomes online. So so I think you need to balance. Keep in your mind that you keep a balance of online and offline both, so that one shakes down, the other is still there, and you can move on with that. I mean, that's my advice. Sir. That's my thing.
Understood, sir.
Achha, I have a question to Miss Bhavna. Bhavna, ready?
Yeah.
Bhavna, if you get a chance to press a button that will make 10% of the people of the world happy, but will also put a ban on all these hairstyling and beauty products, what will you do?
I couldn't get your question. If I get an option
to press a button,
okay,
that will make 10% of the people on the earth happy,
okay,
but will also put a ban on all the hairstyling and beauty products.
I still couldn't get your question.
Can I answer this?
No, I'll take the question, Nisha.
Bhavna, if you get a chance to press a button,
okay,
that will make 10% of the people on the earth very happy.
Right.
And will also put a ban on all beauty and hairstyling products.
Right. So I will. 10% is a big number. I would prefer them to be happy.
Afreen wanted to answer. Yeah.
Sir, I wouldn't press the button, to be very honest, because the thing is, women who are mostly, you know, into these beauty products and all of that, they comprise more than 10%. If I remove that beauty product and all of these things, the women which comprise more than 50% will be unhappy. So I'd rather make the more than 50% of the women happy by not pressing the button and by giving all the cosmetics and all the beauty products.
Dinisha wanted to answer.
No, I wanted to answer what she said. She stole my heart, because, you know, that way I'll also be happy. And then I'll add one line to it, that I will make sure that I will innovate another idea to make those 10% happy too.
Right.
So we can have the last question to Mr. Bhatia, and let us meet him in Switzerland after that.
Okay.
Bhavna would like to ask, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A question from Rohit sir. Sir, you know, this is something that I've been seeing around personally myself. I have a many friends who've been corporate professionals, and now they have chosen to become farmers. They've acquired farmlands and they're growing trees, and a few of them have turned to fishing as a trade. They've left their jobs, heavy paid jobs. What do you think? What kind of message the Gen X who's aspiring to become an engineer, who are looking up to these corporate jobs, who want to land up into MNCs, or for that matter, migrate to other countries and find themselves in better jobs there? What kind of message they should take from such people giving up their jobs and turning to those conventional trades that they had never been, dreamt of doing, or looking, they never saw
Good question.
themselves into those professions now. So what kind of impact, we see those blogs from all over net, we see blogs from these people who strongly recommend migrating to those remote destinations, and then set up a house there, take their children there, and then start their life's journey afresh. So what kind of impact do you think such experiences, such stories will have on generation Gen Z?
I mean, if you don't mind switching video off, because the connection is not so strong.
No problem.
Absolutely fine, sir. Absolutely fine.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I would, again, it's a very personal question, and it depends family to family. Some people, they are satisfied flying out. I mean, for example, there are a lot of people moving from India to Canada or Australia or New Zealand, and sometimes they leave the profession and get into other jobs. I mean, it's very personal and depends upon family to family. And sometimes if you leave, I mean, I would suggest, if you have a stable job, stick with your stable job until you have a great opportunity somewhere abroad. And a lot of people go to Australia or Canada to look for a high quality life, and sometimes when they reach, they get a surprise, because back home they were living much comfortable. The quality of life was much higher compared to Australia or New Zealand. But again, some people really succeed and they do really well outside. And I have a lot of personal friends. They moved from India, Delhi. They were successful back home, and at a very young age they moved, the whole families, and they're very successful in countries like US, Canada. Now again, it depends. Sometimes it's luck plays, and sometimes obviously you need to be careful. Sometimes you need to be calculative. So it's very personal, I would say.
Excellent.
Thank you, Rohit.
I would request Miss Umaira Yusuf to give the thanks note now.
So I think we really had a very good session where we did speak about risk factors. We spoke about the entrepreneur setup. We spoke about all of these different things, and it was more about understanding the mindset which follows this. So this definitely was a very fruitful session, and we definitely delved into a lot of these different things. I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. And I would like to end by saying to take care, stay safe, and I would wish everyone all the best. That's pretty much it.
What we will do, Bhavna, I will explain the coordinates of Mr. Naman Bhatia, also his son. Now, Naman is our second generation client. I started by, my first generation client is Mr. Bhatia, I think 10, 12 years back. Now his son has taken over. Mr. Bhatia is also the alumnus of the prestigious modern school, Barakhamba Road. So he's a very noted personality, and he's got wonderful restaurants in Connaught Place. We generally go there and have our lunches out there. Fine. So thank you, Dr. Dinisha. आपसे मिलकर हमेशा मजा आता है मैम. It was pleasure meeting you, Bhavna, this time, and pleasure meeting Afreen also.
So much.
I think
Same, yes. Same.
I found a very good group of Indians today. I think our country is in safe hands in the future.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatia, for your time.
Always. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you for
ma'am.
having us.
Lovely interacting with you. Thank you, Pranav sir.
Thanks a whole lot. And you find this video on NDTV soon. Fine. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Hope to see you all Switzerland very soon.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir.
Nisha is all set. Fine. Okay.
All
Bye.
set, all set.
Thank you so much, Bacha Party, both of you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you for having us.
And we can have more sessions like this, Afreen. I'll connect with Bhavna
Absolutely.
ma'am.
Sure, sir.
And we can have, I think Omer has interviewed very big personalities on our television. And she's an intern with us. And I think she got part of her salary on 10th of this month. And she took out her parents to break rosas with that money. Fine. Okay. Bhavna, आपका
Yes,
number
sir.
है मेरे पास. You'll be in touch.
Anji. Yes, sir. Sure.
And
Thank
I'll
you
ask
so much.
Mr. Naman to get in touch with you. He has already met Alka ma'am, so that we can take a group of your students to Switzerland. Fine.
Sure, sir.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend, sir. Bye.
You.
Bye.
मुझे
Thank
बोलो,
you, girls. All the best.
भावना आपको एक चीज बताऊं,
Anji, sir.
इन बच्चों के साथ काम कर इतना मजा आ रहा है ना मुझे, अरे इनके चक्कर से काम करना पड़ता है मुझे अब. प्रणव सर, you said that you will do that by 12 o'clock. मैंने अरे भैया काम करना शुरू करो.
Both, I mean, I must tell you that Afreen is one person who is aspiring journalist, and she was very excited. Though I told her on a very short notice, but the girl came out wonderful, and it's a pleasure, Afreen.
Thank you so much.
Actually,
Thank you for having me.
भावना पता क्या है?
Hanji, Hanji.
They are basically digital citizens.
Yes.
We are immigrants. हाँ.
Yes, sir.
इनको उमेरा को मैं देखता हूँ ना सर, इंस्टाग्राम पर ये बना दिया वो बना दिया, मतलब आधे घंटे में सारा काम जितना मैं शायद 6 महीने में नहीं काम कर पाता ना, ये आधे घंटे में करके दे दिए मुझे.
And it's good, you know, this generation is going to teach. They're not only teaching us a lot many things, but they're also going to make us very, very prompt and active, very active. So a lot to learn.
भावना पहले क्या होता था, हमारे पापा हमें बोलते थे कि बेटा ऐसे करो ये करो ये करो. Now I ask my daughter कैसे करना बता दे यार, ये जरा इंटरनेट वाला काम ठीक है ना.
And say sometimes, you know, we really get looks from our children. आपको ये भी नहीं आता?
अरे
So, you know,
अब बच्चे लोग ना दादाजी लोग से आईपैड हटा देते, पर आप मत छुओ इसको, खराब कर दो ग्राम से. मैंने ये तो बुरा नहीं.
No, it's good. But then this generation is very patient also, and they're very
Afreen
excited
and
to
Umaira
teach.
should also connect with each other.
Yes, sir, I would love to.
ठीक है ना, अपना नंबर दे दो उनको मैम.
Afreen, would you share your number on the chat or your email? Anything works.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, sure.
I'll send it to Bhavna ma'am, and then she can share it with you.
Yeah.
अरे लंबा वो
And
लंबा
share
हो
it with
जाएगा,
friends.
अभी बता दो ना. What do you pronounce it?
Afreen, हाँ.
Ma'am, मैं अभी
Tell
बता
it.
देती हूँ फिर.
Pronounce
Do you
it.
want me to call out my number so that you can just
Yeah.
yeah. So 77
77
188
188
64845.
845. I'll save it.
हमारे ऑफिस में तो उमेरा को वो बोलते हैं अमिताभ बच्चन.
Umaira.
उसे अमिताभ बच्चन का मेल आ रखा है, ठीक है भैया आज जोड़ लो.
Sir, but I think we can definitely have a session where you know we call few more students,
Yes.
a bunch more, and then we can have a good discussion.
Ma'am, we can have so many. Yesterday, not yesterday, we went to a Delhi school. There, those girls. One more lady is working with the Uttara. Ma'am, these girls had a chat on sex education for half an hour. It was awesome. It was out
Right,
of.
sir.
You know, we can also have a few more students join.
Yeah.
us,
And you know one thing, you go to any part of the world, majority of the teachers will be or professors will be Indians only. Go to any university.
Yes, sir.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Somewhere the world is full of criticism, about Indian education system. But I think we are one race, one nationality, very well placed.
Ma'am, actually, these people, they hate us. That's why they put so many things.
Maybe.
That bad. Yeah.
because you see that none of the Indian citizen is working, is pursuing a mega profession. We're all very well placed and all white collar jobs anywhere, be it any country.
Ma'am, I'll just give a small example. If Indians come back from Gulf, Middle East, there'll be grinding halt out there, either it's Dubai, Saudi, everywhere, or very Indians true. Are doing everywhere.
Very true.
I don't know, you know that name, the gentleman was Sunny Varki. He runs those GEMS schools in Middle East. He's got 180 schools, man. And his mother was a nurse out there when they went, migrated.
Completely dominating the country. And see?
Not dominating. I think our education system is very different.
It's very extensive and vast. Though humko criticism is that we, completely an academic country.
Bhavna, forget about criticism. Every year, 10 new words are added to Oxford Dictionary from India. Know that?
Indian English is different. Pranav sir, we really feel the need of reminding children, whenever they feel low and whenever there's a kind of a comparison, and that comparison and feedback starts taking bearing on them.
Bhavna, I'm so sorry. Everybody, Omera knows I like speaking a lot. So I work for a company called, we give the manpower, Bombardier. They made the Delhi metros, man.
Okay.
All coaches made by this. It's a Canadian company. They may have this very beautiful jets also.
Okay.
So when they didn't got any contract for Hyderabad Metro, so अच्छे पैसे आते थे वहां से. So I called them at midnight in Canada. I said, can you give me some business? But Pranav, you won't be able to do. Now, why? But we need just Muslim engineers. The Mecca-Medina rail line was happening. Man, he was quite surprised. I told him, the highest qualified Muslims are in India. And ma'am, he didn't believe. And it is true also, you know that. And then we gave them 93 people, ma'am, in 1 month. So we are not aware of a lot of things.
Yes.
Anyway, everything is okay.
Those reminders are needed sometimes.
Yes. People should know.
Yes.
I think me, Umera, we are working for the last 7-8 months.
Okay.
I think we are working very coolly.
Right.
Afreen, मुझे मिलके मजा आया आज काफी Afreen. Afreen, when is your birthday?
18th September.
18th September.
18th September.
So you are a Virgo? No.
Yes, sir. Virgo.
You must be a dangerous woman. My wife. And Omera, yours?
So 14 January, Capricorn, sir.
Oh, really? You're just 4 days younger to me. I'm 10 January. Bhavna, yours?
Mine is 26th October, sir. I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpios are very good friends and very good enemies also.
Extremes of emotions.
My daughter is 27th. I know her, na?
Okay.
But with the Scorpios, don't rub them on the wrong side.
Yes.
You will have a problem. My best friend is also a Scorpion. हर चीज का अपना वो होता है मैम. अच्छा, you stayed in Kanpur?
Yes, I did.
I worked there for 1.5 years.
Okay.
So then they called me one day, please sign this letter. उसमें लिखा हुआ था, I am leaving this job on my own.
Oh.
They want to sack me. Fine. Good, I came to Delhi then. And Afreen, what's your dad doing?
So he's a builder.
Okay. Great. Good to see all of you. It was a pleasure meeting.
Same.
And you will get a certificate for that, Afreen and Omera. Fine. And even Bhavna. Bhavna, I have to meet. I'll come and see you in your school sometime. Fine.
So, sure, sir. Okay then. Thank you.